covered Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioning, إِنَّا هَدَيْنَاهُ السَّبِيلَ إِمَّا شَاكِرًا وَإِمَّا كَفُورًا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned how we created this life, we'll be facing with tests. We've given this choice of either being a shakir, a person of gratitude, or a kafur, a person of perpetual ingratitude. So then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم إِنَّا أَعْتَدْنَا لِلْكَافِرِينَ سَلَاسِلَ وَأَغْلَالًا وَسَعِيرًا. Indeed, we have prepared for the disbelievers salasil, aghlal, and sa'ir. These three things. Now some people might mention in the previous verse, the believers were mentioned first. So why then now, when we're going past it, why then now are the punishments listed before the rewards? And so some of the scholars, they mention that's because the punishment is just going to be restricted to this verse and these set of verses, whereas the rewards will be numerous verses. So then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, we gave these disbelievers, we prepared for them salasil, aghlal, and sa'ir. So what are these three things? Salasil is chains, right? And aghlal, you'll see the translations, you'll see chains and then shackles. But the salasila are the chains that are regarding to the, what you would call like the ankle bracelet, if you would. Okay? And then the aghlal are the shackles for the arms and the neck. And then sa'ira, this is one of the names of the hellfire. Sa'ira, it's a searing fire. It's one of the names of the hellfire, a fire that is actually constantly being fueled. Okay? In fact, actually, in Arabic, the term for calories, what fuels our body, comes from the same root word. Okay? So then what is it that is fueling the hellfire? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions in another verse, in Surah Al-Tahrim, the 6th verse, O you who believe, protect yourself from the hellfire, you and your families. And what is the fuel of the fire? وَقُودُهَا النَّاسُ وَالْحِجَارَةُ. The fuel of the hellfire is mankind, people, and these boulders, these giant rocks. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions the same set of things in Surah Al-Ghafir, in the 71st and 72nd verse. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم إذ الأغلال في أعناقهم وسلاسل يسحبون في الحميم ثم في النار يسجرون. When the iron collars will be rounded over their necks and the chains, and they will be dragged along in the boiling fire of the hellfire, then they will be burned in this fire. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives a very compact description of just a little bit of the punishment of the hellfire. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions in this last verse we'll cover for today, إِنَّ الْأَبْرَارَ يَشْرَبُونَ مِنْ كَأْسٍ كَانَ مِزَاجُهَا كافورا. إِنَّ الْأَبْرَارَ, indeed the virtuous will have a drink of pure wine which is flavored with camphor. The word abrar, the scholars of tafsir mention that it could come from two different words, al-bar or bar. And both of these refer to those who are obedient. Okay? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions the angels in Surah Abasa as kiramin barara. Okay? So the word abrar here is the plural. Alright? It's the plural. Min ka'sin, they'll be drinking from ka's. Ka's in Arabic is a type of crystal glass. It's usually referenced only when you're talking about wine. Like a wine glass. A very fancy, nice wine glass. So then people will say, well, if this wine, right, is a reward in the hereafter, why limit yourself? Why? If you're going to be drinking wine in the akhirah, Bismillah, let's get started early, you know? And people say this. People, I'm not even joking. SubhanAllah, I was watching a video one time about people who were like mocking Islam. They're like these Muslims, you know? They don't drink alcohol, they don't date, they don't do all these things. and yet it's a reward for them in heaven. Just start now, Okay? So then the question is, why are we not allowed to? And we know that obviously, when we talk about wine in Jannah, this is a wine that does not intoxicate. Right? It does not intoxicate. The scholars, they say that Islam came to protect 5 major things. When you look at all of fiqh, all of the rules of Islam, the maqasid, the principles behind all of them, came to protect 5 major things. Number 1, the deen, religion. Number 2, life. Number 3, a person's intellect. Number 4, the person's wealth. And number 5, the person's lineage. And these are why things like rewards in the hereafter, they will have no ill side effects. You go to Jannah, you have hur al-ain, you have wine, whatever you want. There's no ill problems in society. There's no disease that's spread. There's no intoxication, right? So all of the benefits without any of the problems. Okay? So then the scholars ask, why is drinking, يَشْرَبُونَ مِنْ كَأْسٍ كَانَ مِزَاجُهَا كَافُورًا, why is this drink one of the first rewards listed? Not just here, but in other places as well, you'll find. And some of them reference and they say, look, when a person in this life, you're going to have a festivity, you're going to have a celebration, especially if you've ever been to college here, the first thing that people think of when they have a party is, dude, we're gonna, go get so much drinking going on. Na'udhu billah. But maybe it's just rufza, But this is one of the first things that comes to people's minds, right, in this life. And so the first thing that you will have in festivities in the akhirah is this beautiful, blessed, luxurious drink. Ka'sin kana, this luxurious glass, right? And we mentioned that there is no kafur, camphor. There is no limit to the luxuries of Jannah. This is known as something that is luxurious and elite status, VIP, 7-star hotel, all of that stuff, right? So the descriptions of Jannah here start us off with complete luxury and enticement, and it is a motivation for people as well, right? Jannah is supposed to be a motivation so that you work hard for it, and so that then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allows you to be of people who enter into it. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us of those who enter to Jannah al-Firdaus bighayri hisab. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us the best of this life and the best of the next life, and protect us from the hellfire. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم. وصلى الله وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين.